From the Gospel according to John. John chapter 20, verses 1 to 9. On the first day of the week, Mary of Magdala came to the tomb early in the morning, while it was still dark, and saw the stone removed from the tomb. So she ran and went to Simon Peter and to the other disciple whom Jesus loved, and told them, "They have taken the Lord from the tomb, and we don't know where they have put him." So Peter and the other disciple went out and came to the tomb. They both ran, but the other disciple ran faster than Peter and arrived at the tomb first. He bent down and saw the burial clothes there, but did not go in. When Simon Peter arrived after him, he went into the tomb and saw the burial clothes there, and the cloth that had covered his head, not with the burial clothes, but rolled up in a separate place. Then the other disciple also went in, the one who had arrived at the tomb first, and he saw and believed. For they did not understand the scripture, that he had to rise from the dead.
Easter is the greatest and the most important feast in the church for three reasons. The first reason, the resurrection of Christ, is the basis of our Christian faith. It is the greatest of the miracles, for it proves that Jesus is God. That is why St. Paul writes, "If Christ has not been raised, then our preaching is in vain, and your faith is in vain." We read that in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 14. In Romans chapter 10:9, St. Paul says, "Jesus is Lord, He is risen." And that was the central theme of the preaching of the apostles, because Jesus had prophesied His resurrection as a sign of His divinity. The founder of no other religion has an empty tomb as Jesus has. Easter is the feast which gives us hope and encouragement in this world of pain, sorrows, and tears. It reminds us that life is worth living. It is our belief in the real presence of the risen Jesus in our souls, in His church, in the Blessed Sacrament, and in heaven that gives meaning to our personal as well as communal prayer, strength to fight against temptations, and freedom from unnecessary worries and fears. We need to live aware of the presence of the risen Lord with us. Our awareness of the all-pervading presence of the risen Lord in and around us, and the strong conviction of our own coming resurrection, help us to control our thoughts, desires, words, and behavior.
Words of the Holy Father. Jesus, the grain of wheat sowed by God in the furrows of the earth, died, killed by the sin of the world. He remained 2 days in the tomb, but his death contained God's love in all its power, released and made manifest on the third day, the day we celebrate today, the Easter of Christ the Lord. The words heard by the woman at the tomb are also addressed to us. Why do you seek the living among the dead? He's not here, but has risen. There is a word that transcends them, a word that only God can speak. It's a word of the resurrection.